This morning I have come down here to the Beinn Eighe Nature Reserve, which is perhaps one of the best examples of Caledonian pine forest in this area of Scotland. And it's a wonderful area. They've been doing a huge amount of conservation work here to try and reintroduce this Caledonian forest, which was lost from most of the highlands many hundreds of years ago now. And this is an absolutely prime example. It's an absolutely beautiful spot, and there's a few estates up here that have been doing some great work to try and reintroduce these pines. And I wanted to pop down here this morning because, as many of you know, I've become very fond of doing woodland photography when I was living back in Oxfordshire. And I was really looking forward to getting stuck into some of the woodlands that we have around here in Torridon now that we've moved up to the highlands. And Beinn Eighe is one of the prime examples. There was actually some fog forecast this morning. It doesn't seem to have materialised, so we'll see whether I can still take some images without that fog, which is something which I always find a little bit of a challenge. I always prefer those misty conditions in woodlands. But I'm looking forward to getting stuck in and seeing if we can take some nice images. So although I'm here to photograph the woodland, I can't resist taking the odd mountain shot as well, obviously. And as I was walking up the path, I could just see there's a little bit of a cloud lifting up off the top of the mountains over the other side of Loch Marie. So Slioch is actually over there, but it's hidden in the top of the clouds at the moment. So I just have the telephoto lens on, taking a few close-up shots of those clouds just lifting up off the top of the mountain. You know, just catching a little bit of light underneath as well, so I think that makes for quite a nice image. So I firmly believe that sometimes in photography it's a good idea just to step outside of your comfort zone, and for me when it comes to woodland photography, misty conditions have very much become my comfort zone, to the point where a lot of the times I wouldn't consider going to woods to do photography unless we had lovely mist, and obviously we don't have mist this morning, which means I'm very much outside of my comfort zone, but I think that that's a good thing. I think sometimes it is just a good idea just to try something a little bit different, because that's how we can grow and progress in our photography. So this morning what I'm doing is I'm just sort of trying to relax a little bit and just, first of all, just enjoy where I am, because this place is absolutely beautiful. And at the same time, whilst I'm just taking it slow and taking a walk around, what I'm doing is I'm just keeping an eye out for little things which catch my eye. And I think that when conditions are like they are today in woods, really what you want to be doing is looking for more kind of intimate shots. So that's what I'm doing. I've got the telephoto lens on the camera. Probably a lot of what I will do will be quite spontaneous, so it will be handheld. And I'm just keeping an eye out for those little scenes which catch my eye. I've seen a couple of potential shots already. I've not been able to make them work. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it easy and just take a walk around these woods and see if we can find anything that's particularly special. One of the things which has been repeatedly catching my eye as I've been walking around are the dead trunks of some of these Caledonian pines. And they've just got such wonderful texture and colour to them, and I've sort of eyed up a couple of sort of slightly wider shots of these trees which haven't really worked, but there's this old trunk here which is right by the path. It's got such amazing sort of sweeps in the wood here, and I think it works really well as an intimate shot. So this scene here I think actually works quite well as an image, and the reason is because it's got different layers going on. There's actually a little bit of haze down over the loch and on the hills behind in the background of this image. And then in the mid-ground we've got these lovely old Caledonian pines, and then in the foreground there's just a little bit of heather. So that kind of stacked layers of depth in the image I think works okay. So one of the things which I really like to keep an eye out for is just anything that stands out from the background. And around here one of the things that we've got is we've got a few dead trees in amongst the live ones, and those dead trees really stand out as being white against the green background. And there's a great example of one here. It's a nice big old dead tree. And I like this shot because you can kind of again just cut out that sky. You've just got layers of green trees around it, and then there's one white tree in the middle, and that white tree really stands out. So yeah, I think this makes for quite a nice image. Woodland photography I think can be one of the most trickiest genres of photography, especially if conditions aren't ideal. And this morning I think, although conditions haven't been great, I've tried to make the most of them, and I think I've maybe got one or two images which, if they're not portfolio level images, they'll hopefully be good enough to put into this video at least. And I think that this place really is stunning, and I've really enjoyed coming down here this morning, and that for me is always the main thing with photography. It's just about getting out and enjoying these places. And I think in the right conditions, this place has so much potential. It's a gorgeous place. And I'm really looking forward to coming back here again and getting some other photographs and seeing really what it's capable of, I think, from a photographic standpoint. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.